Okay, last night. So the mountain is 3,100 meters, which according to Google is over 10,000 feet tall. So it's not anything to, it ain't no mean feat, if you know what I mean. It's a mountain. It's twice as tall as Ben Nevis. So it ain't anything to shake a stick at. We got to 2,600, which is like 8,500 feet, which is where like a lot of people camp out. And then we were like, let's continue cracking. So we then did an extra hour from there. Or at one point, Sabina said, how far left have we got? And the guy was like, it's another 2 hour walk uphill. And Sabina was like, I can't do it. And just sort of stopped. And to be fair to her, she looked, she didn't look in a good place. She looked like she's just sort of hit like a mental block. I tried to be like, come on, you've got this. Just, we don't have to be there for the sunrise, but it'd be nice to say that did it, that we accomplished it, that we got to the top. Because she was all saying beforehand, we're totally going to do it. And I was like, well, yeah, that's not even a question of whether or not we'd make it. Quitting is not something that ever occurs to me. So when she was like, I can't do it anymore, I was like, oh. Because that's just not in my vocabulary, to quit. So we got to over 9,000 feet, and then she was like, I can't do it anymore. And at the time, I was I wasn't annoyed, but also a little bit, because I wanted to get to the top. And when I set my mind to something, I'm doing it. And yeah, obviously, I was in pain, and my chest was burning, and all the good stuff that you expect when you've just climbed 5 hours up a mountain and you've got another 2 hours to go. Because it's 7 hours up, 7 hours down. But when she said to the guy, how much further? And he said, we've got another 2 hours up and then we've got a 7 hour walk down. That's when she just sat down and went, no, not doing it, not going anywhere. But it's understandable. It is understandable. It's just a shame I didn't get all the way to the top. I'd have liked to have done that. And if I'd have been on my own, I'd have done it, But it is what it is. And then we walked back down to the 2,600 meter point and waited for the sun to come up. Took a few nice photos and then made the descent back down. The journey back was an absolute freaking nightmare. My knee started to play up, so every time I bent my knee, it just absolutely wrecked. I got a cramp in my foot, and it always feels much longer on the way back than it does on the way up. Always, always, always. So that final road just never ended. It just went on and on and on and on and on. There was a couple on the way up that didn't even make it to the first checkpoint. Apparently he had trouble or something. Our tour guide was saying, because they got a radio, they can communicate. He was like, yeah, he wasn't going to make it. So then I said, like, what percentage of people that do this hike actually succeed? And he was like, well, only 50% get to the first checkpoint or something, which is only like an hour away. 20% of people make it to the camping spot, which is where we where we waited for the sun to come up. We didn't get to see the sunrise because it's on the other side of the volcano, unfortunately. And then so in total, only 15% of people make it to the top that paid to go do it. I know I'm in that top 15%. I know I didn't make it, but if Sabina hadn't been there, I 100% would have done. I slipped down and landed on my arse at least 7 or 8 times. At least 7 or 8 times. And I've got the war wounds to prove it. Fuck. That's my knee. Oh, shit. Ow. Okay. Done myself an injury. Anyway, this is my war wounds. Was going to lift my leg up onto the sofa and show you properly, but ow, fuck, that wrecked. Oh, shit. My chest is still burning. Every time I breathe in deeply, I can feel it burning. It feels like I've smoked 40 cigarettes last night or something, which obviously I haven't. The other thing that happened last night, I dropped the toilet paper down the side of the mountain, but it didn't just roll over the edge, it was on its side. So as it rolled down, it like full on unraveled. And there's just this like white line that goes all the way down the side of the bloody mountain where I'd fucking dropped the toilet paper. But I've just spoken to the people here who've got some more toilet paper for the evening, so that's fine. So I've just ordered a banana boat, which looks freaking epic because I wasn't that hungry. So I thought I'll just get a dessert. But then I saw this bad boy and that chicken and that. It was a cone, but Sabina squished it and now it looks like a volcano.
Yeah, kind of like fucked it up. Oopsie.
Quite choppy out there. Quite choppy. Had interesting conversation with some Russians last night. Got the opportunity to practice my Russian. There's loads of Russians at this hotel. Turns out the reason why is because of the sanctions placed on Russia. Not many websites you can now, like booking websites, are available in Russia. So there's only certain places they can book, depending on the website that they advertise on. So that was interesting. And my knee was in so much pain as well last night. I was like, ow, ow. This Russian guy was like, why are you owing? Their English wasn't great, but my Russian wasn't great either. So between the two languages, we managed to communicate quite effectively. I explained, a bit of this mountain when he heard. And they were like, they're not like, Russians you find outside of Russia. They're from elsewhere, they're like proper Russians. And this guy just had a bottle of tequila. He just filled up a shot of tequila, put it in front of me and went, anti-pain, like that. I just thought it was hilarious. So I had one shot of tequila. And then he poured me another one and was like, anti-pain. And I was like, no, I'm good with just the one. But yeah, it was kind of amusing.
Lu maunya tanggal 14 mungkin. Lu maunya tanggal 14 mungkin. Oh iya kan. Oh iya kan. Kalau nggak salah sih hari Senin itu tanggal.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. This looks absolutely amazing. I'm not entirely sure I'm brave enough to eat a sweet corn flavoured ice cream. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing this. I might have to do it tomorrow. So, once again, up to my usual tricks, snuck into a 5-star hotel. And, I mean, it's not the Four Seasons like the one in the Bahamas, but even so. And look what I found! Oh, they've actually got rose petals. There's actual rose petals that lead up to this beauty. Oh, I heart you. That is so cute. Look at this with a little sea view. Very nice, very fancy. Very fancy. And all the petals. Oh, someone's gonna have a great surprise for them later, that's for sure. Or, if you don't want a romantic rose petals dinner for two, you can always eat on a boat. Very fancy. Nice cute little swimming pool. Sabina was like, I think we need to leave. And I'm like, why? She's like, because those people looked at us funny, the bar staff. And I'm like, dude, this ain't my first rodeo. This ain't the first hotel I've broken into. Do you know what I mean? If they don't say anything, it's fine. Just keep your head down and keep moving. That's what I say. I know where we are. I know exactly where we are. We've come right out near my hotel. Oh, that's funny. That's actually really funny. We went and we snuck in the back way and then have come out right by the front entrance. Wow.